Is it just Paimon, or is there something weird about those hilly trails over there?
¿Se ven más malignos?
Paimon thinks so too. We've seen plenty of hilly trails before, and they're always the bad guys. But this is different. Uh-oh. This is right by the Wangshu Inn too. Oh, the guests are in great danger. Now that we've seen it, if we don't do anything about it, Paimon will feel really guilty. Let's go take care of them.
Ah, no, bueno. ¿Verdad que no lo tengo equipado? Fuck.
These super evil hilly trolls are more difficult to defeat than the usual kind too. Hey, seems like people are gathering over there. Wonder what they're doing. Whoa! See that guy in the mask? He scared off all the hilly trolls.
Parece como si hubiera usado una técnica adéptica.
Oh, you mean like Xiao? Now that you mention it, this guy's mask is kind of similar to the one that he wears. But the magic he was using seemed even more adeptus-y than Xiao's. Shall we go say hi?
Vale. Si voy a hacer va a ser cambiar mi alumine desde ya. Param, param.
Just what will we come across? Hello! Allow us to introduce ourselves. This is...
Please, if you're here to thank me, there's no need. Cleansing the world of evil is the duty of the Adepti. Wait, who are you? One had assumed you were followers, but on closer inspection it seems that we have not met.
Estamos siguiendo el camino de los adeptos.
My name's Paimon, and this is my sidekick.
Then it is right that our paths coincide. One too shall introduce oneself, for it is good manners to comply. The one before you is the Adeptus, Master of Stars, though one is better known to one's followers as Star Snatcher. One descended from one's mountain abode to cleanse the world of evil, whereupon fate saw fit that our paths should cross. Now, tell me that which you wish for.
Our wishes? Paimon thought that the Adepti and Leela were just really good in battle. You mean you can grant people's wishes too?
There are different levels of Adepti. Are not the stars loftier than the mountains, clouds, and moon? Yet, it is unbecoming of an Adepti to boast of one's powers. One would have you first speak to one's followers, and only then make your verdict.
Porque siento que esta misión tiene un aire a Scooby-Doo. No diré más.
Have you seen the Master of Stars in action? His power truly hails from the divine.
Ajá.
I believe that now there is finally some hope for my ailing father.
¿Qué puedes contarme del Maestro de las Estrellas?
Watching him use his magic is all the proof you need. A true Adeptus, no doubt about it. Not long ago, I sought some medicine from him on behalf of my ailing father. The difference with Boo Boo Pharmacy's prescriptions was like night and day, I tell you. Once it was boiled and ready, it gave off this really ethereal mist. Seemed pretty adeptal to me. Adepti medicine is surely the most potent. Sure, you have to make some sacrifices if you seek help from an Adeptus like the Master of Stars. I had to give a few antiques as offerings. But my father's life is worth much more than a few old relics, right?
Chao, te va a partir la madre cuando veas que estás estafando a la gente, bro.
The Millilith don't really need to do shifts when the Master of Stars is around, do they?
¿Qué puedes contarme del Maestro de las Estrellas?
I'm a merchant, and I had an especially valuable batch of goods that needed transporting recently. So I asked the Master of Stars if he would make the journey with me, as presumptuous as that was. Reason being, monsters run a mile as soon as he so much as holds up his talisman. It didn't come cheap, of course, but then soliciting the services of a god is a monumental affair. Just look at the right of dissension. So I can accept it, but...
Estafador.
Finally, a life full of hope and purpose. Oh, are you believers too? After my fiancé had been left, I cried every day. But then I turned to the Master of Stars for help. At his suggestion, I started burning paintings of my fiancé and casting the ashes into the ocean at sunrise. I can't explain it, but it really worked. I know in my heart that he'll return. I'm so overjoyed that I gave a portion of my wedding budget to the Master of Stars as an offering. After all, if not for him, I wouldn't be getting my fiancé back, in which case I wouldn't need it anyway.
¿Qué es este giro argumental en esta historia secundaria? What?
What do you think? One's adherents may exaggerate a little, but they speak from the heart.
¿Querrás decir que es producto de su imaginación?
Surely you jest. There was once a senior adeptus, Xie Wuliang, known to the people as Liangzi. All things are connected. That which mortals call imagination is merely the bridge betwixt the spiritual and the material. In other words, their wishes are already on the path of transitioning into reality.
Nope. It makes them way more complicated. But basically what you're saying is that their wishes can come true, right?
Indeed. You are perceptive, my diminutive friend.
Okay. So we also have one other question.
Oh? You need but ask.
¿Podrías quitarte la máscara?
Hey, isn't that a bit inappropriate?
Indeed. It would be inappropriate for one to remove one's mask. One wanders among mortals, doing good and cleansing evil. One reveals not one's visage to avoid further disturbance to this realm than is necessary.
Ah, got it.
Now then, what are your wishes?
Quiero una fuerza con la que hacer frente a los dioses.
Indeed, a great many obstacles may be overcome, given commensurate power. But one cannot but wonder, what grudge have you against the gods? So be it. This wish is not beyond one's power to grant. But first, one must see some proof of your faith.
What's that supposed to mean?
The way of the Adepti cannot be grasped from words alone. One must seek the...
What do we do? Paimon doesn't understand him at all.
Creo que quiere moras.
Oh, that's right. Some of those believers mentioned that they had to pay a pretty sum for the Adeptus' help, didn't they? Well, Paimon's not forking over anymore, and you don't even have a vision.
No creo que la gente venda sus visiones.
Hey, why don't we make him a tasty snack? No one can resist the temptation of good food, can they?
Al menos para ti, así es.
Yep, a tasty... Why don't we head over to Wanwen Bookhouse and see...
¿Por qué? Otra misión de mierda.
So, you'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti?
Yes. Here.
Oh, aren't you...
Hey, isn't that, Star Snapper? What a coincidence running into him again.
Es ladrón de estrellas.
Did you hear the name of the book he just bought? Was it Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti? Well, anyway, it was definitely a book about the Adepti. Why would an Adeptus want to buy a book about himself?
Desde el principio supe que no era de fiar.
Really? What's so fishy about him?
¿Cómo que qué tiene estos pechos? Su máscara es feísima. Vaya. ¿Para qué necesita amor a un Adeptus?
Huh. That's a good point. None of the other Adepti we've met seemed like they needed anything from anyone. Paimon thinks we should check out that book. maybe we'll find out something about this guy.
Bueno, pero si ya tengo una copia. Dios santo.
Hey there! We'd like a copy of Yaksha's The Guardian Adepti.
Huh. Since when did that old chestnut become a bestseller? You're a rare breed of youngster if this is what you like to read.
Adam.
This is the one! Let's see what it's all about.
In ancient times, Liyue was a land of misery, where the shadow of evil loomed large. As slain gods festered, their vengeful wrath cursed the world, manifesting in infernal forms. When demons stirred, miasmas, monsters, and mutations infested the land. Then Rex Lapis summoned the Yakshas to vanquish the demons. They swore an oath: restore order through slaughter, purge evil through battle. To this, we dedicate our lives. Eons of bloodshed later, karmic debt weighed upon them, phantom wrath seeping into their broken souls. They went mad with fear, turned on each other, or succumbed to the darkness. Of the 5 foremost Yakshas, death came to 3, while the 4th vanished without a trace. In the millennia since, one conqueror of demons remains the sole surviving Yaksha in the mortal realm. And only on moonlit nights, in the glow from Guyon, and in the sound of the Dihua flute, is his memory preserved.
No estuvo mal. Sobre todo porque la voz de Papi Chungri siempre está bien escucharla.
A group of adepti who defend Liyue. Seems like a pretty niche topic. Was there anything that stood out to you?
Menciona un Yaksha que sobrevivió. Sí, Yaksha.
There used to be 5 main Yakshas. But
Yaksha.
supposedly, only one of them is still alive today. Do you think that it could have anything to do with that Star Snatcher? No, surely not. He doesn't exactly give off the impression that he's been suffering for thousands of years.
Hablaba de algo relacionado con el karma.
The book says that the Yakshas, after fighting against the wrath of the gods for thousands of years, became bound by karma. Poisoned by the hateful thoughts of the gods, the Yakshas would often descend into indescribable fits of terror, rage, or agony. It's so tragic. After everything they went through in all their years of protecting Liyue, they got no reward and had to deal with so much suffering instead.
Hablaba de unos demonios.
The book says that the wrathful spirits of the gods defeated during the Archon War can sometimes cause plagues, monsters, or mutations. All of which sound pretty horrendous. Hey, wait a second! Do you think those super evil hilly churls we saw earlier were the mutations that the book's talking about?
No hay nada más que merezca la pena destacar.
Yep, Paimon thinks we've already summed up all the key points. So back to the matter at hand. The things we need answers on are 1, where did those super evil-looking hilly churls come from? Now to head back to where this all started and commence our investigation. Let's part the fog of mystery that hangs over Dwayne Karst and let the truth shine through in its full glory.
Estás muy metida en el personaje.
To be honest, Paimon actually hopes he is a real Adeptus. But if we get our hopes up, there's further for them to come down. So it makes sense to investigate thoroughly first. Alright,
Flee at my command, foul demon. Flee!
Toma.
Why won't you flee?
Uh-oh. Looks like Star Snatcher's in trouble. And there are innocent bystanders here, too. Nice and spicy.
Panana, pam, pam, panana.
Oh, I don't get it. Why didn't the Sigil of Permission do anything? Has the evil aura of these hilly churls grown in intensity?
La cara de las dos.
Sigil of Permission, huh? Now why does that sound familiar?
Es esto que te deja salir y entrar libremente del desfiladero.
Right! It's a keepsake of the Adepti, so it must still contain traces of their power. No wonder he was able to scare those monsters away earlier.
What are you two babbling on about? One is merely underslept, meaning that one's adeptal power, were one but given another...
Well, as it happens, there goes another bunch of...
One suddenly feels ill at ease. Surely one has overexpended one's adeptal powers. Otherwise, one would surely purge these infernal beings at once.
So you were just bragging after all! We were right to be suspicious! Come on, Traveler. Looks like it's up to us. Use your elemental sight and hunt them down.
Okay.
Oh, it's that Conqueror of Demons again! No wonder. Paimon was just wondering who could have made such short work of these hilly churls.
It's you. I remember you. I was purging some living beings that had been tainted
Chao,
by
me
the
están pegando
demonic.
ayuda, por favor.
It would appear that I have caused you some trouble.
Huh? He isn't usually this polite. What's going on? But you are exorcising demons. How is that causing trouble?
That is because the changes that occurred in these monsters stem from me. Or more precisely, from the karma I have accumulated.
Mutations? Karma? Does that mean...
Ya va a ser último de los yakshas.
Yeah! Paimon remembers that Xiao is also called the Vigilant Yaksha, isn't he? So that means... Poor Xiao!
Leímos sobre tu pasado en un libro.
I see. You must mean that piece of literati fan fiction from a few hundred years ago. All things are impermanent, and to exist is to suffer. We Yakshas have no need of sympathy or tears. My comrades who have passed on would see your tears as a stain upon their legacy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It matters not. In any case, I am on my way to purge a cavern of demonic influence, so we shall part ways here.
Wait! Take us with you! We'll be a big help!
No need. I am used to fighting alone. And in any case, these mutations originated from me to begin with.
Well then... Oh! Consider it Paimon's penance for being accidentally rude just now. Please?
Well, come on then.
So, Xiao, you've been suffering from the bad karma all this time?
Suffering is my price to pay for eons of endless slaughter. I have come to accept this. But in recent years, other living things have suffered, when the burden should be mine alone to bear. I must reflect on this.
Ooh, this place gives Paimon goosebumps.
I will use the ritual known as the Bane of All Evil to relieve this place of its karma. You must remain calm. Do not allow yourself to be affected by the lingering wrath of bygone gods.
Disappear!
Perderá vida constantemente, lol. Dios santo, la música, Dios, está brutal.
be the power you got for being a vigilant Yaksha, right? Paimon's just realized that you only wear your mask when you're fighting the bad guys. But that Star Snatcher guy wears his mask the rest of the time, too.
Star Snatcher. I am aware of no Adeptus by such a name.
So he is a fraud! Well, we'll continue this discussion later. You should focus on your battle for now.
Worthless.
Hombre, la verdad es que Xiao es bastante divertido de jugar, ¿eh? Aún así, voy a ir por mi querida Hutou. Desde por Xiao, pero está muy entretenido jugar. ¿Cómo es que le quité el escudo de fuego de un golpe? What?
Useless. It is good that we came here. An unusual number of living things had fallen under infernal influence. Had we not arrived in good time, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Now, this Star Snatcher you speak of.
Ooh, Paimon will tell you.
Pinche Paimon.
An Adeptus who grants wishes. To think that people could be so easily deceived by such blatant lies.
As an Adeptus, do you have the power to grant wishes, Xiao?
The Liyue of yesteryear would never ask the Adepti for boons unearned. Millennia ago, the ancestral people of Liyue asked for nothing more than the strength to defend the land they called their home.
To be honest, an Adepti who grants people's wishes is probably more appealing to people nowadays.
However feeble people nowadays may be, they are not my concern. I concern myself only with following Rex Lapis's original decree.
Oops. Paimon spoke without thinking again. Oh, one more thing. That fake Adeptus has a sigil of permission. It's what he uses to exorcise demons.
Wait, truly? Fool. Exorcising demons without exterminating them. It is no wonder they have been congregating here. If this continues, things may spiral out of even my control. We must confiscate his sigil of permission.
¿Es suficiente con quitárselo?
Great minds think alike! Paimon agrees. We've got to show that trickster what you get for trying to fool us. And it just so happens that we've got a real Adeptus with us too.
No. I only slay demons. I do not kill mortals.
Who said anything about killing him?
It would certainly benefit Liyue if we could convince him to cease his wicked ways. I possess an art called Dream Trawler. It is normally used to separate the soul from the body, that one might cultivate oneself in a waking dream. But it can also be used to call forth the spirits of others.
Whoa. Now that's a real Adepti art for ya.
Algo así como una visión dentro de un sueño.
A ritual must be performed for this art to be used. Assist
Ah,
me in
Dios
gathering a
santo.
few items. A sensor, 7 lamps, and something to reduce the temperature.
Reduce the temperature. But as for the sensor and the 7 lamps, probably not the kinds of things they're gonna just stumble across in the wild.
Do you know of the 2 Yaksha statues that stand guard beside a merchant road on the southern face of Mount Tianheng?
Ajá.
The ancestors of the people of Liyue built shrines there to honor the Yakshas. You should still be able to find some ceremonial items there. Once you have found them, meet me at the Yaksha statues after nightfall.
Ay, Dios santo, de verdad me van a poner a recoger cosas.